Hey there, little explorers. It's me, your friend Mimi, and welcome to Mimi World. Have you ever wondered how bees talk to each other? These buzzing little creatures have an amazing secret language, and today, we're going to discover how they communicate with their fellow bees. Get ready to uncover the buzz because bees have some pretty cool ways to send messages. Let's dive right into the magical world of bee talk. Bees are some of the hardest workers in nature. They spend their days flying from flower to flower, collect sugary nectar from flowers using their long tongues, store it in their honey stomachs, then return to the hive where worker bees chew and pass the nectar to break down its sugars before depositing it into honeycomb cells. Finally, they fan their wings to evaporate excess water, thickening the nectar into sweet golden honey. But did you know that bees don't just fly around doing their jobs quietly? They actually talk to each other all the time to share important information. From telling each other where the best flowers are to warning about danger, bees have a language all their own. One of the coolest ways bees talk to each other is through a special dance called the waggle dance. When a bee finds a great flower full of nectar, it comes back to the hive and starts to dance. It wiggles its body, moves in a figure-8 pattern, and wiggles its abdomen. That's the waggle dance. But why do they dance? Well, this dance tells other bees exactly where to find the flowers. The direction the bee dances tells the others which way to fly, and the speed of the dance shows how far away the flowers are. Okay, here's a fun fact. Bees even use the angle of their dance to communicate how far to fly. If the bee dances upward, the other bees know to fly in the direction of the sun. Bees also talk to each other using chemicals. These special chemicals are called pheromones, and they act like messages sent through the air. When bees release pheromones, other bees can smell them and understand what message is being sent. For example, when a bee finds a flower full of nectar, it might release a scent to tell the other bees, "Hey, I found a great spot." Or, if a bee feels threatened or scared, it might release a warning pheromone to let the hive know there's danger. Did you know? Bees also use pheromones to help each other in the hive. The queen bee uses a special pheromone to keep the whole hive working together, and if a bee's job is finished, it might release a pheromone to signal that it's time to leave the hive. At the heart of every bee colony is the queen bee. She's the leader and the one responsible for laying all the eggs in the hive. The queen communicates with the worker bees in special ways too. She sends out pheromones to tell the workers when to gather nectar, build honeycombs, and take care of the young bees. These pheromones help the hive stay organized and focused. If the queen ever leaves or dies, the workers will work together to find a new queen and get the hive back to normal. They'll even use pheromones to help decide which bee gets to become the new queen. Not all bees are out collecting nectar. Some bees are guard bees, and they're in charge of protecting the hive. These guard bees use pheromones to warn other bees about threats, like when a bear or a human gets too close to the hive. Guard bees will release a special alarm pheromone that tells the other bees, "Danger! Protect the hive!" This sends all the bees into action, helping protect their home and the queen. Now this one's cool. When a guard bee stings an intruder, it releases a danger signal that makes other bees more likely to sting as well. Bees don't always stay in the same hive. Sometimes they decide to move to a new home. This is called swarming, and it's a big decision for the bees. When bees swarm, they all fly together to find a new place to live, like a tree or a building. But how do they decide where to go? Well, it's all about communication. A few scout bees go out and search for the perfect spot. When they find one, they return to the swarm and start a special dance, telling the others where the new home is. The scouts dance, and the other bees vote with their buzzing to decide if it's the right place. All right, little explorers, it's time for a fun bee quiz. Let's test your knowledge of bee communication. First question, how do bees tell other bees where to find flowers? Do they use a dance, a song, or a whistle? You got it! Bees use a dance to tell each other where to find flowers. The waggle dance is their special way of communicating. Next question, what is the name of the chemicals that bees use to talk to each other? Are they called pheromones, hormones, or vitamins? Correct! Bees use pheromones to send important messages to one another. It's like a secret bee language. Well, today, we learned so much about how bees talk to each other, from their famous waggle dance to the pheromones they use to send messages. Bees are truly nature's communicators, and without them, our world would be much quieter. Thanks for buzzing along with us on this exciting adventure into the world of bee communication. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Until next time, little explorers, keep buzzing with curiosity.